Pop is brought to you by Truth Speakers Ministry International and Torpin Travel Agency and Car Rental Services.
Good morning, Jamaica. How are you this morning? It's a beautiful Friday morning, and this is Spot On coming to you with Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Right here, we're in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, where we say we little but we talawa. Oh, this is the People's University, the People's Parliament, and the People's Program. Stay with us for your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is good for you. It's a people show where I listen to your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Remember, if there are issues in your city, your town, or your district, then definitely bring that to my attention. And the number to call is 876-968-8117. That's a local number here in Jamaica, 876-968-8117. Overseas, you can call 877-494-0253. That's toll free. So definitely let me hear from you. And if you have outstanding persons in your communities, yes, you're not sending me that information. If you have someone who's giving outstanding service in your community, then let me know. If you go to a government office and they give you outstanding customer service, or a private sector office and they give you outstanding customer service, then definitely let me know so we can mention them. Remember that encouragement sweetens labor. All right, today let's see what's coming up today. Yes, today is April 5, 2024. Of course, we're going to start off with great music. Then we will be speaking with Mr. Robert Stevenson from the Advocates Network. He's a co-chair. And we'll be talking about the controversy involving the Speaker and the House and rulings made. And this is quite a bit of confusion. So we're going to be hearing from a number of persons and organizations. And hopefully one day we might be hearing from the Speaker herself. And also the Clerk of the House, because she's retiring soon. So and we need to know these things so we can understand the system of government. So he'll be here for Talk Your Talk. That's Mr. Robert Stevens from the Advocates Network. And then later on at about 10:30, we will have Real Estate Matters. We will have, of course, the beautiful lady Gabrielle Gilpin Hudson, a lawyer and realtor. And of course, we close off with your birthdays, anniversaries, and you name it. So you continue to stay with us. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby as we get going with a great bit of music on this beautiful Friday morning.
Blessed, to the King of Israel every time. Sure. Make we heal him up, make we heal him up, make we heal him up. Make we heal him up, make we heal him up, make we heal him up. Make we heal him up. And I'm tell them say, yes, my King, I love him. Check it, hey. Make we heal up, the money come die for my sins. Thank him daily for everything. What a peace and joy when that the man bring. Sing, sing.
Oh, yeah, we might have less cascas if we do that, eh? What a will for cascas in the country, man. My God.
What a peace and joy when that the man bring. Sing, sing. When Jesus in the drop, him so humble as a lamb. The word take on the flesh and come.
Hey, we're going to get somebody humblest, you know. Everybody full of ego. Ah.
The second of a chance, this is salvation. Salvation is a gift and not something where you buy. Jesus is the reason, so you not be ask me why. He make the sacrifice so you and I. So make we yell up the God from Mount Zion I sing. Make we yell up the money come die for my sins. Thank him daily for everything. What a peace and joy when that the man bring. Sing, sing. Make we yell up the money come die for my sins. Thank him daily for everything.
Of course, you're listening to Spoton with Vernon Derby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, right here in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, where we say we're little but we talawa.
Jesus in a worry about food, him used to fish and five bread and feed a whole multitude. The scribe and the Pharisees full of excuse. I could have one didn't really take them the stiff necky choose. Could have pick them no pick, could have choose them refuse. Come get some make we spread Jaja news now. Make we hear love them and they come die for my sins. Thank him daily for everything. What a peace and joy.
And you talk about feeding the whole multitude. Can you imagine if it was Jamaica? Already get 2, 3, 4 times to complain, so we don't get nothing. And of course, it's great to be here on another Friday, yeah? Friday morning with you. This is Spot On with Vernon Derby. And you heard me mentioning about cuss. Yes, there's too much cuss in the country. What we need is more productive talk to help to build the country, have more integrity, to care for one another. And, you know, this morning as I woke up and I was listening to one station, it was all about cuss. And you go on the bus, cuss. You there your yard, cuss. You go to workplace, cuss. No, that cannot be good for the tone for the whole country. We need to get rid of it. And I will tell you, and I would advise you too, if you have persons around you who are negative, let's see you, they just put your spirit down to the ground, then you have to make a decision. Do you want to be influenced by such people? The answer is no. You want people around you who can lift you up and not to tear you down. And talking about the cuss, you know, it is just amazing. We believe that is only downtown. And we love to talk about uneducated people. They mean to cuss and fight absolute rubbish. Can you imagine? You have a school which is, they call it about prestigious. I don't support that idea at all. A school. And everybody to cuss, board, principal, past students. Now, if you have that sort of environment in the school compound, in the school environment, then what do you expect of the students? And I am telling you that some of us are not ready to lead. And if you are leading an institution and you to the cuss and the carry go bring come, and it's just funny, you know, we've come up with this whole concept of mediation and so on. And those at a higher level who have been experienced to tertiary institutions, they cannot understand the importance of mediation, to sit down and talk. When I heard this morning that it costs one person about 15 millions for legal fees, and I'm sure that 15 million could start some project to help that some poor, hungry students in that school. But we can't find that kind of money. You're not only talking about from one part, because I gather that the board must have spent literally millions too. Can you imagine? It is more important to spend millions to protect our own little egos rather than using such millions to uplift our students who definitely need help, and probably even pay our teachers a little better. It is just amazing. Same thing in the communities across the world. It's all a fight for power. We see them fighting for the lands there with the Hamas and Israel there. And guess what? Same thing with Ukraine and Russia, with Guyana and Venezuela. And what is going to happen? We're going to die and leave the land. It's as simple as that. So all the fight and the cuss, we are just wasting time. Now, something just crossed my mind. I don't know the details, but I gather that a company was closed down because they had submitted some information to FID. That's a government entity. And next thing you know, they were charged and it went to court. And when they went to court, it was found out that the documents were delivered. What kind of nonsense is that? You know, you can't understand. So if the documents were delivered, what happened to the documents? It disappeared into thin air. And somebody needs, probably lawyers need to help me too. And if the company said we gave you the documents and did they get a receipt? That reminds me somehow when they give these companies, whether government or entities, you need to get a receipt to hear. Can you imagine that? And that company is now closed down because of the problems of they being accused of failing to make certain reports. It is just amazing, 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 amazing. And I'm gonna, by the way, with the controversy with the clerk of the um, House and also the Speaker, we've been looking into that area some more because we do believe that the people of this country need clarity to lessen the sort of cuss we have in the country. So, Mr. We'll be having other people talking to us. Well, today we'll be talking about that. On Monday we'll be talking about banking issue. And of course, we will be talking with Mr. Fitzjackson. I must tell you, he's one of the first political leaders who started to support me because I've started pushing this banking thing probably about 14 years ago. And that is what we want. We want more political leaders and other leaders to church and other institutions to zoom in and to assist those of us who are trying to help to build a better place. Support is definitely needed. All right, let's organize now time. I think it's about time. Is that time for the break? No, it's now time for the break, I think. Now, let me tell you, we're going to go for the break right now, and we're going to come back. We're taking an early break. All right.
Your taxes hold the
Property owners, let's get digital. Property taxes for 2024-25 are due April 1. Payments can be made by April 30 in full, half-yearly or quarterly installments. Pay using these options online at jamaicatax.gov.jm, the TAJ mobile app, the mobile tax collection unit, NCB online banking, and Scotia online and mobile app. Call 888 Tax Help, that's 888-429-4357, or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm for details.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Ascent Supercenter is the place to be. Regal Plaza Kingston and Linston. We have it all. From linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Ascent Super Center, we're gonna make you smile. Make you smile. Ascent Super Center, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spoton with Vernon Darby. Coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And of course, we have on the line this morning for Talk Your Talk, yes, Mr. Robert Stevens. I think it's the first time on this program. He's the co-chair for the Advocates Network. And Mr. Stevens, we might have to have you back another time because this time is going to be very short. Let's get right into it. There's this controversy about the speaker, the role of the speaker, what ruling the speaker can make, and that sort of a thing. And I did get a press release from your organization, but basically it did not highlight the actual issues. It was more in supporting of other organizations. And I'm telling you that the people of Jamaica, they are uncertain that they'll take a position based upon political affiliation, but they don't understand the issues at all. So tell me basically what are your concerns of your organization in terms of the speaker and the decisions, the letter she wrote, for example, to the clerk of the courts. One thing I must tell you is that one lady told me this morning they didn't even know about the clerk of the courts. Don't even know what's her role.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, good morning to all your listeners.
Great to have you.
The reality is this, that we believe that any report from the Auditor General or from the Integrity Commission should be tabled immediately in Parliament and should be made public, because this is one of the mechanisms established to be able to have some transparency in governance. And it is a clear area that needs strengthening, not weakening. We need to have a lot more monitoring of what is happening with respect to our governance of
Right.
our country.
What is the speaker saying, though, in terms of tabling on the reports?
Well, you recall that the previous speaker had said that, look, she does not believe that they have to be tabled immediately. And this speaker has kind of followed the same path.
But not
We
immediately.
believe
So what would happen in the meantime when they get those documents?
They wish to have a committee review the documents before they are put to the entire parliament. And in our opinion, that is not the way, A, it has traditionally operated, and B, it's the way that the Constitution meant it to operate. And all we're saying is that, look, let's cut the delays between the receipt of the reports from those two bodies to Parliament and put them before Parliament immediately.
Good. But when you put them before Parliament immediately now, so you say Parliament would start to discuss those reports?
Correct.
But hold on now. You and I know.
The public would have knowledge of these reports and what is contained in them.
But then you and I know that many of those parliamentarians, they just go there, they're not desks. I must tell you, I want to think of my position and my belief. I believe that the subcommittee should review it and become sufficiently informed. So when it goes to Parliament now, at least they have a number of persons who are sufficiently informed. When it it's like a board. When you have a board, you put certain things to the various committees, and then they come to the board and report. So I must admit that I support that thing. But what I do not support, if you get a report from the Integrity Commission today, the law, and I don't know if it does, should state that in a matter of 2 months or 3 months, the committee shall have looked at it and it should be tabled. And I don't know if that is in the law or the Constitution. That is my concern.
No, the way that it is currently structured is that the reports from these organizations go to Parliament. Now, there is a subcommittee which reviews these documents and gives opinions and feedback and comments and all that. But that takes place after. But the tabling of the reports needs to take place immediately.
No, this is where I'm disagreeing with you now, you know. I'm saying to
I
you,
understand what you're
right,
saying, but I'm just saying that that's not the way that it has been and is being.
No, man, you see, one reason I have you guys, you know, I don't, even when the law says so and so, I'd love to see all leaders in organizations like that look to see if that law don't make sense. So I'm not putting it to you as if you'd have a problem with it. If it goes to that committee, when it's tabled now, can speak to the issue in the House. Because I tell you, this is a member of Parliament who, they want to think, oh, they want to look at this one, they're not going to get that kind of serious attention. And that is my concern.
We need to demand that our parliamentarians operate where they are our voice and the ones that are looking out for us, the people. That is the important thing.
But what I want to hear from you, what are the drawbacks if the committee looks at it in detail? So if there are and also another thing too is the minister. If the minister is not aware and is not called up by the committee to explain certain things, when it's tabled in Parliament and becomes a big discussion, then it means therefore the minister would not be probably sufficiently informed because there are over 200 government entities, you know.
No, hold on. 99% of the times, as I understand it, what happens with the Auditor General and with the Integrity Commission is that they go through the various ministries before a report is tabled or sent to Parliament. In other words, there is a point where the ministers have an opportunity to either correct or clarify or whatever.
Well, it will be real minister social because don't forget that it's an operational thing in terms of how the organization are run. So it's basically the permanent secretary or if it's not a permanent secretary, if it's a statutory body, they're the head. But the minister, we have over 200 ministries. The minister don't have the kind of time to go through that. Oh no. But what I'm saying, when the final thing is done.
When an Auditor General's report is made on a ministry or an organization within a ministry, you better believe that the minister knows about it. That's so saying that it has to come to the minister before it goes to Parliament, it has already been through that.
No, but I'm still saying, no, hold on, I'm still, what I want you to look at.
To raise a very important point, though. The Speaker of the House went to the Attorney General and said, look, give me your opinion on how we should treat with these reports. That opinion was submitted to the Speaker months ago. And to date, that has not been made public. What we are also asking for is let us have the Attorney General's position. That will at least clarify for us and for everybody what the government advisor in terms of legal affairs has advised the Speaker about, and will let the rest of Parliament know.
I'm going to tell you something about that, though.
Why is that report being withheld
I can tell
from
you.
either Parliament or the public?
I can tell you, and I don't have nobody has told me so. It's politics that dealing with it, Master. Now you can get an outside lawyer who give you a different advice from the government's lawyer, and the courts will rule differently too. If you get different opinions, you think they're going to publish it? The answer is no. It's no. So it's politics.
I totally disagree with you.
No, hold on. There's nothing to disagree with me at that point. I'm just telling you what is one of the possibility, and if it is a possibility, I'm putting it to you that it will not be published.
But it's an unacceptable possibility.
Yeah.
If you, as the Speaker, go to your legal advisor, which is the Attorney General, and
Right.
he gives or she gives their opinion, you need to make that available to all parliamentarians so they're aware of what the legal advice from the government is. Why is that being kept secret?
We don't know, but I'm just saying it's politics, Master. And if you get outside,
But we need to begin to hold our politicians accountable.
all right.
And
I'm going to ask you, how are you going to do that? Is there anything in the Constitution? No, this is what I'm trying to get and suggest to organization that what we need to look at is changes, because the Speaker obviously is not going to give you. You don't have a law in which you can say, hey, based on that law, you can go to court or you can't. There's nothing at all.
Fully agreed. And therefore, our pivot right now is towards moving to get a constitution that we all can sign off on. There are just too many loopholes within the current constitution and areas that are not clarified. And what we need is a new constitution, and that is where we.
But before we get to that, because we're going to have you on some more, I'm just making suggestion to you that somebody's been in the lobby thing for years myself, is that oftentimes we start to deal directly with the persons who are involved, and so we demand accountability. But the persons who ought to be demanding the accountability are the people of this country, and I'm putting it to you. Based upon my little talk with a number of persons, they don't have a clue what's happening. Take, for example, there are some persons who believe that the clerk of the court is clerk of the house is a civil servant, so they don't understand it.
Yeah, but the whole point of having public education is critical. We have advocated from the beginning that having a committee that is going to decide behind closed doors what is going to be in a new constitution is absolutely ridiculous. There needs to be a serious commitment, and we don't see any budgeted item.
So let me ask you something. Who's going to do? Who you expect to do the education?
The public education needs to be done not just by the government, but it needs to be done by us, the people in civil society.
That's the point that I want to make, because guess what? If the government takes it on,
we are moving on that front.
Let me tell you, when the government takes it on,
we need to partner with a government that is serious about constitutional reform.
But suppose I don't want to partner. But suppose I don't want to partner with you.
Yeah, well, party, that's fine.
So what I'm saying to you, you have to get yourself ready, but you probably need funding also, that you do your own education and target the people. Because if the people understand, then the people will make the demand.
Absolutely, and that is why we are looking now at the way that we can get not just civil society organization.
But let me tell you something. We're going to have to come back another time, because definitely there's far more, and after work on a thing we can probably give you more time. What the people need is clarity. For example, some persons, I've heard even senior persons, even represent the Civil Service Association saying, for example, that the Speaker cannot give a directive or right to the clerk of the courts. And I said, that's not possible at all. Mark you, one will question how it is done, but the clerk of the court doesn't report to a permanent secretary, she reports to Parliament. So things like that is confusing, and probably we need to look at changes that are required so that certain things are not done by political leaders. But to say someone can't, you can. The clerk of the court is appointed on a recommendation of the Speaker. And also for it to be removed, it has to be done by the House of Parliament. And also the fact that she had to write and copy everybody. That's another contentious, that why did she copy all MP? The clerk of the courts report to all the MPs, or you might question what was written in the document, and I question that too. But she has to copy them. If she have a complaint about the clerk, she has to copy all members of Parliament. Mm-hmm.
Right. The point you are making and the point that I'm making is simple. Let us begin the process of public education regarding a new constitution, and let us not delay the process. We have had this committee and a ministry established to deal with the issue for over a year now. And what exactly has been achieved?
All right. Remember I tell you this now. If Marcus Garvey, if Buster Monty, before he became a politician, sat down, if those who stood up and fought for slavery sat down, we would still be enslaved. I'm still putting it to you. It is persons like yourself and others and myself who need to wake up and start to educate the people and get involved. But many of us, we spend millions, like one school now spending millions to protect one another ego. That the money should have spent to educate the students about civics. We're not even teaching civics in the school again. Why do you expect the people them to understand constitutional reform? They don't even do civics.
Absolutely. And all of us have a role to play. I know that I am personally committed to playing my role, and our organizations are moving in that direction. So it behoves everybody else to get on board.
And by the way, it don't happen overnight, you know. Let me tell you something. You probably don't know my history. Mr. Fitzgerald, for example, as one of those MPs I'm happy has jumped on certain things. I've been at this banking things for many, many years now, so it doesn't happen overnight. But when you start to talk to the people and the people are convinced, mark my word, government has to move and the private sector will have to move. You have a final point to make, but you have to come back because we don't talk enough yet, and there's far more to be said. So we have to make arrangements.
You're welcome to invite me anytime. You know that I'm usually called
hello.
ready.
You hear you say, invite you. You're free to say, you want come on, wait at this thing for. Yeah, so we'll talk again. As a matter of fact, what I planned, I think the thing is so crucial about governance, so I'll try, I hope, what's her name, Ms. Curtis will come on after she has retired, so she won't be restricted, and Ms. Hollis and others, because it's very important, and these detailed things are very important, probably more important than they're just talking about constitutional reform. Because constitutional reform sounds very, like a tertiary subject you're doing. I'm terrible. Mr. Stevens, thank you very much, and I hope you get some money to do your work, because that is needed. But we need independent education. But that's the one we from government. All right, my brother, thank you very much. So we'll talk again, you see? I think he has gone. All right. So there you have it, Mr. Robert Stevens, the co-chair from the association there, that's the Advocates Network. This is Spoton with Vernon and Darby, going for the break. So come back. Don't move.
There's a new gym on the block. Listen up, Portmore. Express Fitness is coming to the Big Buy Plaza. Get ready to sweat at our brand new location. And here's the best part. To celebrate, we're offering an unbeatable deal of only $1,000 for the first month. That's right. For only $1,000, you'll have access to state-of-the-art equipment and a community that's all about reaching your fitness goals. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Head down to Express Fitness at Big Buy Plaza in Portmore, where your journey to a better you begins.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandos Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
This is your television and radio preacher, Bishop Dr. G.G. Cooper, asking you to join me every Sunday at 6 p.m. for revival time. Enjoy 60 minutes of old-fashioned, Holy Ghost anointed, yoke-destroying, burden-removing, praise, celebration.
Truth, yeah. Talking about the truth.
This
This is Heather White Davis McDonald, and I'm inviting you to join me Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. to 12 midday for Let's Reason. We will be reasoning on real life issues with real people. So join me and be blessed.
Do you want to go deeper in the Word? If yes, then join me, Prophetess Denise Sang, every Wednesday at 11:15 a.m. for the Crossover Experience, where we will go beyond the surface, exploring the keys to kingdom living for a successful spiritual life in a real world according to the Word of God. That's the Crossover Experience on Wednesdays at 11:15 a.m.
Going through a storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice carried in the rhythm of the wind to call me out.
Tune in to German Morgan, aka Brother DJ Frisco, on your radio, Friday nights at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. inside the Midnight Serenade Radio Show, and Saturdays and Sunday mornings inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You will be motivated, blessed, and receive a word in time with DJ Frisco in the mix. Tune in, and stay connected.
Do you want the keys to discovering your God-given purpose? Would you like a strategy to fulfill your unique destiny on earth? How about a map to help you navigate the twists and turns on your journey of life? Do you, don't you, will you, won't you? If I coax you, would you want to? Don't you want to? Aren't you going to? Oh, come on, you said you would. Hey, this is Everton Thomas, your friend, your bishop, from the Emmanuel Apostolic Church International with headquarters at 12 Slide Road in Kingston, Jamaica. And I'm inviting you to join me this and every Friday at 11 a.m. right here on this station for Insights, inspiring conversations for everyday life. That's Insights, Fridays at 11 a.m. God bless you now. Stay awesome.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you from Jamaica Radio in the middle of the Caribbean. Yes, but we say, well, we little but we talawa. All right, coming up now is real estate matters. And of course, we have on the line Gabriel Gilpin Hudson Grant. How are you? Why have you abandoned me? Eh?
Good morning, Vernon. I have not abandoned.
And let me have to be talking to this ugly man. Eh? I don't believe
No,
it.
sir. No, sir.
I must tell you, he's classic. No, no classic, you know. Oh, it's
He's very classy.
oh, yes. yes.
Yes. No, so it was my birthday, and then it was Easter. And so,
Right, and I did mention your birthday, but you don't have time to listen to me.
No, not at all, Vernon. I was actually traveling.
Hello. So we're going to talk. Where you went to, by the way? My first day business.
I went to Fort Lauderdale.
Not bad at Jamaica, so.
No, yeah, exactly. Just the extended 8:30.
Exactly. Right. Well, let me gather that we are now being listened to in Fort Lauderdale. We have a frequency up there, in Lauderhill specifically. So they are listening to the program there. So hopefully you will make some friends in that area. So what's on your mind today? Out of the budget, what came out of it? Is there anything that stood out that would impact the real estate market?
Well, I would say definitely what I think might impact the real estate market is the FID confiscated properties that are.
Oh, that's the FID which lost a case recently?
Not sure about FID losing the case recently, but
Yeah.
But you know, so FID is a Financial Investigation Division, and they administer or they oversee investigations under the Proceeds of Crime Act.
Right.
You know, Jamaica's anti-money laundering regime. And so a number of properties have been seized from persons who have, been investigated by the authority and, either, found guilty, etc., of, anti-money laundering type offenses.
They can't say exactly how
So,
they came by that property.
yeah. So what's happening? What has happened with these properties is that basically, um, when if your property is found to be either acquired by tainted wealth or the proceeds of crime, and they're able to establish this, they're actually allowed to seize your property. So they've
Okay.
seized a number of properties, and those properties really are pretty much sitting down. They have not been resold. And as Minister Clark would have said in the budget debate, these properties, the proceeds of the sale of these properties belong to Jamaican people.
Mm-hmm.
It will go back into the coffers of the Ministry of Finance. And so it's good to hear that they're now taking a step to dispose of these properties, put them on the open market so that people can buy them. So we expect to see a lot of these properties coming up for sale, hopefully within the next year or so.
Right, and let's make it very clear. It must be open process. Oh, no thing hidden so we don't know. So it must be advertised and
Exactly,
whoever
exactly.
come with the best money, but make sure the person who come with the money not come with tainted money too. That's another thing.
So Minister Clark actually alluded to the fact that I think their strategy is that they would be putting these properties up for sale by various realtors or real
Mhm.
estate professionals, so they would be offered for sale on the open market.
I have a suggestion to him. I hope he's listening. I'm going to send it to him. That the money you make from it, you use that money to put into an account so that you can now purchase places for your offices so you no longer have to rent places. So I would suggest a good idea to use those funds to put into to build a special fund. So after, say, for next 20, 30, or 40 years, government will own all its buildings and there will be no need for you to rent anywhere. Moving right along, that's just for them.
So yes, Vernon. So it's an exciting opportunity
Mhm.
because when I expect the process of how they will dispose of the properties to be very
Mhm.
similar to how a bank who has a property where they've done a mortgage on it and
Mhm.
the person is not servicing their loan and they decide to put it up for sale. I think it's going to be similar to that process. So we call them private treaty listings,
Mhm.
and a lot of people love
Oh, by the way, when you're
searching
on this
private.
program,
Mhm.
let me let you know is that what you like to see or become also like a lobbyist, so you are qualified and experienced. So what I want you to do is to say to the minister, this is how we want it to go.
That is, well, I mean, so okay, I'm getting to where. So let me tell you where my area of concern is,
Mhm.
right? So private treaty listing. So as I said, when a bank has a loan that has gone bad on a property, the person is no longer servicing the loan. They have the option to put the property up for sale on the power of sale through the mortgage
Yes.
document. So I would suspect that the confiscated properties are confiscated and are being sold under powers of sale, essentially. Um, when a bank is selling a property like that under a mortgage, they have a fiduciary responsibility to the person who owned the property that had the loan go bad to make sure that when they sell it for the best price they can possibly get,
Mhm.
right? You know, taking into consideration the market conditions. But I'm not aware of that same standard being put on these properties. So I'm hope because that responsibility to get the best possible price sometimes causes those properties to sit on the market because the market the asking price that they would be asking might not necessarily be ideal to somebody and they
Mhm.
don't feel motivated to buy it. So I'm hoping that for these confiscated properties, they're going to be priced well and competitively, so that they move
I
quickly
beg of you
and so
again.
that people can get
This is
some good
one time when
deals.
I will advise the lawyer to tell them how to do it because you know your stuff. Don't be nice to them. So you know it's done in the private sector when you default on your loan. They can't sell to their friend. And a friend
True,
get
and
their
you
cheaper.
know, let's not even forget the auction process as
Oh
another
yes.
potentially good
So you have the
way to
auction
go about
process.
it. So auctions are helpful, even though the last couple auctions I would have attended, you know, they're not as widely attended as they once were. So I'd love to see auctions pick back up steam in Jamaica. But I think that what happened is because of all of the different rules that have come out over time, persons don't necessarily find it beneficial to go to auctions anymore. But I think auctions are still a really good option for disposing of property that you need to dispose of quickly.
And before you continue, let me just remind our listeners that this hour is brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry's standard. And the Fosrich Group of Companies located at 77 to 79 Malines Road, right here in Kingston, Jamaica. Back to you, Gabriel.
Yes. So yes, Vernon, I think that, if these properties, it's a good thing these properties are being sold. There'll be a lot of different types of properties, just like how you have different types of properties that persons don't pay their loans on. You have different extremes of the spectrum. So, for example, I would be aware of, in the past, somebody had reached out to me saying that they live in an apartment complex, and one of the units in their apartment complex is actually a confiscated property.
Yes.
But guess what? It's been confiscated, so there's an order on the title about its confiscation, but the authorities didn't take any steps to enforce anything yet. So there's actually somebody occupying it and living in there, not paying their main tenant. So the disposal of these properties and putting them up for sale will assist with issues like that, where they're going, they're kind of posing an awkward situation to the community that they're in. That's also a scenario.
All right,
that
Gabriel, let's just go for the break. We come back, we spend another 5 minutes on this matter. Time really slipped by pretty quickly. So we're going to go for the break. I just want to remind our listeners that this hour is brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry's standard. And the Fosrich Group of Companies, which is located at 77 to 79 Malines Road in Kingston. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, we're in that little island there where we say we little but we tell our.
Three Angels Pharmacy, the premier provider of quality pharmaceutical care, opens every day except Saturday. Located at shop number 7, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville, call 625-5584. The temperature by Three Angels Pharmacy is
30 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
Importers. Shipments requiring you to pay customs duties and taxes are cleared on a customs goods declaration, known as an IM4 or IMS4. Ask your clearing agent to provide your customs declaration, customs assessment notice, and customs receipt once duties and taxes are paid. Where your clearing agent may not be able to provide the IM4 or IMS4, request your customs goods declaration registration number or C number, which can be used to verify your payments. Importers, request your IM4, IMS4, or C number. It is your right. For details, email the Jamaica Customs Agency at public.relations@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandos Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Of course, it's Real Estate Matters, and our guest is Gabriel Gilpin Hudson Grant. Back to you, Gabriel. We have another, 5 minutes or so? So it's time for my lecturer to lecture everybody, including the policymakers. When they come on this program, Oh, by the way, I forget, you're still an executive member of the Realtors Association of Jamaica?
I am.
Right. So when you come here, you speak in that capacity, So any concerns you have or suggestion, you must make sure you speak it loud and clearly so that Minister of Finance and everybody can hear what you have to say.
Most definitely, Vernon. Most definitely.
Yeah, so you have about another 4 minutes. So it's your time to speak to all of them.
So I mean, I would just say that I'm looking forward to hearing sooner than later what the plan is to divest these properties.
And I'm going to suggest I'm sorry to cut you, I'm going to suggest you not only here, but I'm suggesting that you recommend to the minister, or even probably if you don't already know, in the next program, you say exactly what's the probably best way to go. Yeah, man. So too often we hear what our leaders have to say. It's time that we start to tell them.
Yes, so we will actually be engaging, the association will actually be engaging in discussions with the ministry just to hear what the plans are and see how best we can assist them in any way, whether that is feedback or otherwise. And, I think we're just interested in seeing these properties being brought to the market, being good deals, because it's in everybody's interest. It's in the interest of persons who may buy them for a good deal. It's in the interest of persons who will sell them. It's in the interest of the communities that these properties are in to have them in the hands of new owners. So, and it's in the interest of the Jamaican people to be able to receive the proceeds of sale from these properties. So definitely looking forward to hearing more details about how they're going to be divesting those properties, because as Minister Clark would have mentioned, the properties have been sitting down there for a while. So looking forward to that.
All right, thank you very much. We're looking for transparency and accountability and make sure the best for the people and the country. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day. Next week, we do it all over again. And next time, tell me you go to Namibia or all these places, not to Florida. Everybody got Florida.
But we didn't tell everybody how they can reach out to me.
Oh, yes, I slipped up there. Whoa, you're going to beat me.
Not at all. You can visit my law firm's website. We're at www.ghrlegal.com. Reach out to us. Give our articles a read. We're happy to give you a free consultation.
So that not the unfair now. If them get free, I'm going to get free.
Free,
Take
free,
care.
Vernon. Free.
You have a wonderful day.
right.
Next week we talk
You
again.
too.
All the best, my friend. And for the weather, we have a significant feature, which is a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across the island into early next week. 24-hour forecast this morning becoming cloudy, beginning across easternmost to central parishes with isolated showers, mainly sunny. Elsewhere, this afternoon, isolated showers across eastern and central parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere. Tonight, becoming fair across most parishes, partly cloudy across eastern parishes. So, that's for your weather. We have a long list here for birthday people. Let's go through it very quickly. So today, Friday, we have Christine Hendricks. Yeah, Dr. Hendricks, how you doing? She went to Manchester. I just realized she went to Knox to what I think. You have a great day today. Also, Marie Rowe, yes, former head of GIS. Mom, long time we're not talking, yes, you have a wonderful day, Donna Marie Rowe. And today we also have Olive McNaughton and Stacey Webb. Then on Saturday, we have O'Neill Bailey, a man from Litchfield in Trelawney. He's now thinking Canada. And let me see now, Vernon Bing celebrates his birthday on Saturday too. Also, Carlene Bradford Pinnock. How you do, Carlene? I think you're in the real estate business long time. I don't hear from you at all. And one of my past students, if you see, you can't say, my past student, a big man for me. I'm proud of him, yes. I taught him at Hart. Now he went on to university now, principal of a school, yeah. Edmund Ferguson, my friend. How you doing? Proud of you, my brother. Then on Sunday, we have, let me see now, we have Mark Brown. Yeah, that's another past student of mine. And on Sunday we have Vincent Thompson. And going down, Sunday we also have Gretel Harris. Glynis Salmon, yeah, she's into broadcasting. To Glynis, how you do? Woodrow Scott, yeah, her daughter, he's your daughter. His sister's also in politics, and yes. Scott, Woodrow Scott, yeah, his sister was one of my co-hosts one time, and Nicola Scott, she passed away. Then Angela Smith, yes, Angela Smith, some persons will know her from Nannyville. That's a lady who I work with, and let me tell you, I hope you have persons in Nannyville, I haven't forgotten it. And others too I work with in terms of helping you to get land titles for your homes there in Nannyville. And Angela Smith keeps in touch with Jamaica. She's now in the United States. Who else we have now? Yes. Sandra, how you do? Yeah, man. Sandra, come rock. You think I forget you? Yes, you fix up my shirt for yesterday. And let me see too, on Saturday is International Day for Sport, for Development and Peace. And on Sunday, it's Day of Remembrance of the victims of the Rwanda genocide. And when we think of what happened in Rwanda, it was horrible. Oh, the thousands of persons murdered because you're not from a particular tribe. But lest we forget, we have been through that in the 1980s when over 800 Jamaicans lost their lives over politics. So we can look what's happening in Haiti, and some say we're not business, but don't forget, we have been down that road already, and hope to God that we never go back on that road again. And of course, on Sunday is World Health Day. That is very important. Our health is our wealth. That's a very popular program on this, our feature on this program. And we have to realize that we have to take care of our health. When I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself. And of course, definitely, I think we reached a level now where we want to hear more from our listeners. We want you to make sure that radio is powerful. Radio is powerful. And many of us sit down and say, we don't have no power at all. No. You can use this radio program, and I'll make sure that your voice will be heard. And if your voice is not heard, I'll make sure that your ideas and your suggestions are heard. You can call the program and talk to me on air, yes. You can listen what's happening, and you can decide when to call. The number is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. Of course, we love our Jamaicans and other persons from other countries too to call us. Yeah, I would love to hear from our Trinity friends in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah, we'd love to hear from them too. The overseas number to call is 877-494-0253. So you definitely make a note of that. On Monday, yes, we'll be talking to Mr. Fitz Jackson. Oh, yes, about the banks, and the BOJ has put out, I gather, a memorandum of understanding. I gather that there's no teeth to this in terms of what the banks can do in terms of ABMs. It's amazing. I hear Mr. Leachin talking about profitability. So you never realize that when they tell you start to close down and cut down on your staff members, and so we must go use the APM. You never see that coming. Really? I don't look like you don't know what the ABM machine is there. ABM machine, not ABM machine, the M stand for machine. No, what to talk about is not profitable. So hold on. The ABM is not part of the banking system. So the banks are profitable again. So what do you want to do? Give the ABM to another private entity so they make a loss and then you make all the profit. No, man. I don't support that. You're the ones who push us out of the bank and say, go use the ABM machines. Go on the internet. I know you don't hear that all funds are being stolen on the internet and not being the poor customers. What a life. What a country. All right, time is really so I really slipped by. Let me just check some time. I tell you, time just go, and by the time I look, it's there's something I was going to check on, and let me see if I look like I'm not getting into it at all. Right, yes.
You can make excuses.
Not. I heard a little funny
You
sound
can
a while
make
ago.
progress.
Wonder if somebody's trying to call or whatever is happening. I don't know what is happening, but I heard a little funny sound. But yeah, it's now 10:56, so I'm heading out to here in Eastern Standard Time, right here in Kingston. In London, it's 4:56 p.m. and in Miami, it's 11:56. And I sure I left out. Yeah. So New York is 11:56. So New York and Miami is the same time. Thanks to all our listeners, our guests. Mr. Astor Hoy, thank you very much. Pastor Boyne, thank you very much. And all the staff who helped to make this possible. I want to leave you with this one. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Vernon Darby saying to you, what kind of man you have? I love you all. What could my friend